Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So just when you thought maybe the Nijisanji drama was starting to die down, this whole situation has been revived, and not only revived, made much worse for Nijisanji because their management as well as several of their EN livers have once again thrown Selen under the bus with public statements made tonight. Now, we all thought that this initial document announcing the termination and the negligible comments were a terrible decision, but what we're going to look at tonight is far worse. Now, there's a lot to go over, so what I'm going to do is go in chronological order of all the events tonight, and we're going to see how everything plays out. So first, we have this stream from Dokibird. This is the past life account of Selen Tatsuki, and she was supposed to stream at 5 p.m. PST, and she was supposed to play Neopets. However, things would get very messy when right around that time, there was this video made live. A message from Nijisanji EN that was posted on the account of EN liver Elira Pendora. Now, this video is very, very interesting because now we're hearing directly from several members of the EN branch, including Elira, Vox Akuma, and Ike Eveland. They both spent 5 minutes apiece talking about the Selen termination, and I'll give you a too long didn't read version of events. They spend the entire 15 minutes defending Nijisanji and their decisions, and they completely and utterly throw Selen under the bus. They claim that she was a bad person in many regards, that she was lying about being bullied and harassed, and that she was putting them in danger. There's a big focus on a legal document. This was a legal document being prepared by Selen and her lawyers, and this document, as we'll find out, was only supposed to be viewed by Selen, her lawyer, and the lawyers for Nijisanji. But somehow, all three of these livers saw this document, reviewed it, claimed that there was no harassment in it, and even went as far as to claim that it put their safety at risk because there was private information about them in this document that they weren't supposed to see, and they were claiming that they're worried that Selen was going to publicly dox them and put their private lives and their safety at risk. This was their concern that they were trying to do. They were trying to play the victim, and that's something that was reflected in this clip you're going to listen to.
Over the past month, staff received documents from Selen's lawyer containing examples of her claimed experiences under any color. These documents in question included personal information of some livers, and when it was sent to us, we learned that there was a potential that this information could be made public. Some of the information poses a risk to our personal safety and puts some of us at risk of doxing. Notably, one section of this document alludes to where Millie and I live. However, there are also harmful claims Selen made in the document about some livers' personal information that we believe are simply untrue. I felt threatened and scared of speaking out about the situation because of the risk that it could pose to not just my own safety, but the safety of those around me as well.
So besides the absolutely ridiculous claims that they're trying to make that Selen was going to dox them and put their safety at risk, this is also a very concerning statement because, as Dokibird would quickly correct, these legal documents were not supposed to be shared with anyone else other than Nijisanji's lawyers. And she would reflect that in this tweet saying, "I will say that it never supposed to be shown to anyone other than me, my lawyer, and other relevant lawyers. It was a private document with my own personal information and was used as a legal document to help my lawyer and document my thoughts and was never supposed to release anywhere else to any other parties outside of legal department. It makes me wonder if my medical and hospital records was also released without my consent, as that was also promised to me to be kept private." Where she would continue saying, "I am currently talking to my lawyer and thankfully only my diagnosis and reason for hospital stay was reported without further private info being disclosed. It was requested that none of this info should be revealed to anyone other than legal. Thank you for everyone for the support," and so on and so forth. And as always with the situation, it's very clear that Selen, Dokibird, did not want any of this to be public. And the irony is, during their statement, the EN livers involved with Nijisanji would over and over again state that, well, this is in the lawyer's hands and this is a terrible situation, but they're making it public. In fact, at one point during the video, the only thing they show other than the black screen is a brief moment where they show private DMs from Selen that are a part of this legal document they're not supposed to be seeing in the first place. Obviously very concerning stuff. And of course, this all happened while she was streaming, and this was her reaction, summing up the thoughts that we just read.
Yes, I really wished I really wanted to move on from all of this, and was going to move on and everything, and was never going to address this anymore. But because they've decided to address it, even though I wanted everything to be over with, that is not my fault. And because of this, I will have to respond with a document that my lawyer has written and I have written up, just in case something like this did happen. And because of that, I guess I will be releasing this document very soon. I prepared something just in case, but I was going to keep it quiet and keep it private. And because that has happened, that means that I am now required to release my story and release my statement.
So what Dokibird said in her stream and in her tweets would be reflected in this community note that was applied to Elira's tweet sharing the Nijisanji statement. It says, in this video, Nijisanji talent referred to a document that was made by Dokibird and her lawyers that was given to Nijisanji Legal. This document was not to be made public nor to be shown to other talent, as stated in Dokibird's response. Now, in response to all this, Nijisanji EN livers have employed a very familiar tactic that's been done many times when Nijisanji is facing controversy, and that is a collective sharing of this tweet in the video by other EN livers. You'll see Vox sharing the message. You'll see Ike retweeting it. You'll see Finana commenting on it. You'll see Enna commenting on it. You'll see Renzoto commenting on it, and so on and so forth. You get the point. All of the EN livers are sharing this document and taking a stance of solidarity, sharing its message, and essentially throwing Selen under the bus. Now, whether they're all turning on Selen on their own volition or these are tweets that they're forced to make by management, we'll never know, but it is not a good look for Nijisanji. In fact, there's a lot of things that are not a good look right now. As pointed out by people like Kenny, this has to be intentional with the timing of their statement being released right as she's streaming. It's like it was done to maximize the harm to her, to make her literally have to find out about this live in front of her huge audience. That was done very intentionally, and that is slimy, and people are picking that up. And a lot of people are talking about the attitudes of these EN livers who have thrown Selen under the bus and had some very, very callous and mean things to say about her in the video. And you have tweets like this saying, I'm trying to put myself in Elira, Vox, and Ike's shoes, and I just couldn't. If I was told that I had to make a statement like that or lose my job, then I'd walk. This has potentially serious damage to their careers with or without Niji. No? Which of course, yeah, seeing how they treat former talents, I don't really know if I want to work alongside someone like that. But overall, you can see the comments. You can go right now to the video. They are getting shredded, whether it was in the live comments as it was streaming or the permanent comments on the video. It is absolutely brutal. The fact that they even allowed comments was the biggest mistake and shows just how pompous and arrogant they are. They actually thought people were going to buy this. All of the top comments are blasting the document or the statement and Nijisanji. And worse yet, the strange and cowardly choice to stream this on Elira's channel, but not on the official Nijisanji account or any color accounts. They did it on hers, and she is suffering terribly. She has lost, right now, as of about 4 or 5 hours since the video, she's already lost nearly 10,000 subscribers on her channel. You can see an absolute nosedive. She's already been losing subs since the termination because people are trying to guess as to who the bullies in the company were. And now, right here, you can see when the statement was made, and look at the drop off here. Absolutely brutal stuff. And in response to this, Nijisanji has released further statements trying to absolve themselves of guilt in this situation. It says, regarding concerns that have arisen in relation to the current situation, in the stream done earlier by our livers, a message from Nijisanji EN, it was mentioned that parts of information received from Selen and her lawyer was shared to them by Anycolor. As mentioned in that stream and in the notice published by Anycolor, Selen and her lawyer claimed that livers affiliated with Anycolor were responsible and that they will hold Anycolor legally responsible. Selen and her lawyer mentioned the possibility that they will also hold livers affiliated with Anycolor legally responsible. In order to check the validity of Selen and her lawyer's claim, Anycolor shared only necessary parts of the information sent by lawyer with our livers and led to an internal investigation. So they just admitted that they shared this information that they were not supposed to share. They just outright admitted this, and they think they are remedying the situation. But oh, the statement gets worse. So it says this, to begin with, Anycolor has not made any confidentiality violations regarding submitted documents for legal claims such as these. However, regarding these specific information and documents, which Selen's lawyer requested that we do not share with our livers, with utmost consideration of this request, Anycolor has not shared any such information. In addition, our livers are not held to any confidentiality obligation regarding the information shared to them from Anycolor. That is very interesting, by the way. Thus, there are no legal issues regarding the information shared to the public in the stream made by our livers. Basically, what they're saying is, we couldn't leak this information because we would be in trouble, but our livers cannot be held responsible. So we basically sent the message through them. That's what a lot of people are concluding based on those words. But here's this last part. This is the kicker. After a rigorous legal check, Anycolor hereby declares that it has not made any confidentiality violations while checking the validity of claims made by Selen and her lawyer with its affiliated livers. Yes, they investigated themselves and absolved themselves of guilt. Does that feel very sincere to you? Well, that wasn't the only statement. Only about a half an hour later, they released this statement saying, in this video, the CEO of Anycolor will be addressing concerns that have arisen as a result of recent events regarding the contract termination of Selen Tatsuki. Now, I'm going to point out a very odd decision on their part. You know, the claim that they're a black company is one that has gotten a ton of support. And why on earth would the CEO stand in front of a wall that's black? I can't even fathom the decision making, but in this video, he spends nearly the entire 6 minutes talking about shareholders and the impact. There is one thing that he admits, though. He admits his comments about the termination being negligible in terms of its impact financially. He revisited that and said, you know what? Yeah, that was wrong. It was more than I thought, which is pretty much the only honest thing they said in all of the statements tonight. This has been an absolute nightmare for Nijisanji. The pulse of the community is saying, we don't believe you. And we think even less of you and your talents. The fact that your talents had to go forward and speak for you on their own liver accounts and get blasted. And then a few hours later, you sneakily go to the Nijisanji account and make a further statement is crazy. This whole situation has led to a PR nightmare. It was already a nightmare, but somehow it got even worse. Now people are looking at the situation and the way these livers are treating Selen, and they are basically saying, well, I guess we found the bullies. A lot of people are assuming they have discovered the identity of these bullies because of the way they have come out and spoke out against her. It's a very terrible situation, and I feel very sorry for Dokibird. This is a really big mess, and yeah, I'm sure this is not the end, and if there are more updates, I will be covering them, but for now, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please share all of your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below, and I'll see you next time.